Amal Clooney jokes she and Meryl Streep have both been married to George Clooney while accepting award. Amal Clooney received the Guinevere Press Freedom Award for her legal work defending journalists during a virtual ceremony for the 2020 CPJ International Press Freedom Awards on November 19. The human rights lawyer was presented with the award from none other than Meryl Streep. During Amal's video acceptance speech, the 42-year-old used the opportunity to joke about the connection she shares with Meryl in relation to the lawyer's husband, George Clooney. Amal spoke about how she regretted not being able to see everyone at the awards in New York like typical because of COVID-19. "I regret missing the opportunity to share a stage with the brilliant Meryl Streep," she stated. "Meryl, thank you for your kind words while introducing me. You are an inspiration as a woman, as an artist, as a press freedom advocate," Amal praised the Oscar-winning actress. "I know I can't ever hope to win the number of awards that you've won, but it does occur to me that we have something special in common, which is that we've both been married to my husband." She hilariously continued, "And honestly, the fact that you did it as Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic Fox just makes that so much less awkward." Indeed, George and Meryl played Mr. and Mrs. Fox, respectively, in the 2009 Wes Anderson animated comedy Fantastic Mr. Fox, which was based on the Roald Dahl book of the same name. In her 7.5-minute speech, Amal went on to thank the Committee to Protect Journalists for the honor of the award, and for shining a light on the importance of press freedom at a time when many of our fundamental freedoms have been under threat. The lawyer referenced the popular Martin Luther King Jr. quote in her passionate speech about how the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. She talked about the efforts that have been made toward equality, but how we still have a ways to go. She also highlighted how our freedoms can so easily be taken away from us and thanked those who helped bend the arc to give us the freedoms we have. The mom of two highlighted her work including representing Azerbaijani journalist Hadija Ismailova, who had been imprisoned because of her investigative reporting, and Walon and Kyoshi, two journalists that were arrested while investigating a massacre in the Rohingya village in Myanmar. Amal was able to secure release for her clients, but they still live under restrictions. "It is true that hope springs eternal and this is a time for optimism," Amal said in closing. "But, optimism should not mean complacency. What we see happening in the world should remind us that rights should not only be secured, but jealously guarded. Democracy must constantly be defended and journalists vigilantly protected." It might not seem like human rights lawyer Amal Clooney and legendary actress Meryl Streep would have a whole lot in common, but there is one thing these two women share: their husband, George Clooney. On Thursday, Streep was tasked with presenting Amal with the 2020 Guinevere Press Freedom Award at the online ceremony for the DPJ International Press Freedom Awards. The lawyer was being honored for her work defending journalists and their legal rights at the United Nations last year. During her acceptance speech, Amal told Streep, "You are an inspiration as a woman, as an artist, as a press freedom advocate." She jokingly added, "I know I can't ever hope to win the number of awards that you've won, but it does occur to me that we have something special in common, which is that we've both been married to my husband. And honestly, the fact that you did it as Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic Fox just makes that so much less awkward." Amal is of course referring to her husband's voice role opposite Streep in Wes Anderson's 2009 stop-motion animation film Fantastic Mr. Fox. In his recent cover interview with GQ, George didn't bring up his on-screen partnership with Streep, but he did say that his marriage to Amal irrevocably changed him because I'd never been in the position where someone else's life was infinitely more important to me than my own. You know? Referring to his twin children, he added, and then tack on two more individuals, who are small and have to be fed.